Hi guys, it's A-Cubing here, and today I'm gonna show you my cube collection to start the decade. Anyway, so here's my cube collection, and although it's not a lot of cubes, I know, but I only recently started cubing again, so I don't really have a lot of cubes, and this actually just serves as a living record of my cube collection, so I can look back at like 2021 or 2022, 2 years later. And I actually have more cubes over here, because I don't really know how to fit it in here, but that's fine. So now let's get all of these cubes on the bed so I can put them on the table easier. This is taking too long.
One eternity later.
So now I'm going to show you my 2x2s. The first 2x2 I have is a T 2x2, and this is actually a super cheap 2x2, and I actually don't practice 2x2 a lot because I don't like 2x2s, and so this is actually a 2x2 I only got for 7 RMB, which is incredibly cheap. 7 RMB is about 0.9 USD, and it's actually pretty good. So it turns pretty smoothly, corner cutting is decent, and the only issue is that it's super loud, and I think the turning noise is covering my voice, but that's fine. Next. The next 2x2 I have is a Guoguan Xinghen M. This is actually a 2x2 I don't really recommend because its size, I think it's only 49mm, but I know some of you might like 49mm 2x2s, but I don't like it at all, because I feel like it's way too small. But this cube still turns pretty well, and corner cuts like really anywhere almost. And reverse, yeah. So if you're gonna get into 2x2, I don't recommend you buying this cube. Now I'm gonna show you the event I practice the most, freeze hands free. So the first one I have is the GAN 354M, and it's actually my current main. Because I don't like my GCS 3M anymore. So I've been having a lot of issues with the GCS 3M lately, and it's been locking up like crazy a lot. So I decided I don't like him anymore, and I'm just gonna stick with the GAN 354M. So GAN 354M is actually pretty good, despite of its size. It's 54mm, which is not normal because most B cubes right now are 55.5mm, but it still turns really well. It turns like a GAN cube. I mean, of course it's a GAN cube, and it's also super airy and super smooth. So I'm not gonna recommend this cube because it's 54mm, so it's not for everyone. But if it's for one-handed, then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna recommend this cube because it's 54mm and it's good for one-handed solve. Next. The next cube I'm going to show you is my GCS 3M, which I showed with my GAN 354M, but I'm also going to do some turns on this. So as I said before, the GCS 3M has been locking up crazy recently, and so I don't really know why, and I don't really like the ridges anymore because they feel really awkward and weird to hold, but I'm actually going to recommend this cube because of its price and its quality. So it's actually a not expensive cube at all, and it turns really well for its price, and so I'm gonna recommend this cube. Next freeze hands free I'm gonna show you is my MF3R S3. It's not magnetic, and so it's not as good as a magnetic version, of course, but I actually kind of like the feel of this cube because it's very silky. It's like I added a lot of cubicle silk in it when I didn't, and so I actually like this cube a lot. It's kind of pity that it isn't magnetic, but of course I can magnetize it myself. So next I have the Weilong WRM, and I don't know why I got the black version, because I think I got the black version because I don't have enough black cube, but like that's kind of stupid, right? So the Weilong WRM is actually really good cube, and although it's pretty slow, it doesn't have the locking problem the GCS 3M has. So Oh, I messed that up. So right now I'm actually going to show you two cubes, because why not? And they're actually same cubes, only one's magnetic and one isn't. So this is the normal Using Little Magic, and this is the magnetized version by PyCube. And the magnetized version is actually a cube that I would definitely recommend, 100% recommend from my heart to beginners, because this is a super duper good puzzle for I think $5 and for a beginner. So if you just got started in cubing, I recommend you buying this cube. Its corner cutting is really good, turns smoothly, and yeah. And the next one is the magnetized version Using Little Magic gun. And this cube is actually very stable. It has been my backup main for a while, but I decided that my Waylon WRM will be my backup main after some evaluations. The magnetic strength of this cube is perfect, and the magnets actually add a lot of stability to the cube, because a problem that Using Little Magic has before is that it's very unstable and super fast, but the magnets solve all the problems for the Using Little Magic. So I also recommend this cube because it isn't that expensive. Next. Whoops. So I think that's all my 3 cents free, but I still have a cool 3 cents free I showed everyone. That's my GAN Eye. And this charging pod, it's pretty cool. And the GAN Eye is actually a smart cube, so you can connect to your phone and do some stuff, you know. And it's actually the best smart cube out there compared to the Geiger and the Go Cube. And it's also the most expensive one, I believe. But it actually turns really well despite it's a smart cube. Corner cuts pretty well, 45-degree mark, and turns super good. The cube's super snappy. I don't really know if you like that feeling, but I really like the snappy feeling between turns. So I'm not going to recommend this cube at all, because to be honest, smart cubes aren't really that useful and it's kind of gimmick, but it's cool to have one, you know. Now I'm going to move on from our 3 times freeze. So next we're going to move on to bigger cubes, which is 4 times 4. So I only have 3 4x4s, although I practice 4x4 a lot, so my 4x4 collection is definitely going to disappoint you. But anyway, I'm still going to show it, because why not? The first one is an unnamed 4 times 4. And I got these at a dollar store, and it's really bad. It's super slow, locks up a lot, but doesn't pop at all, which is pretty good because I love 4x4 pop like randomly. So that's the only good thing about this puzzle. So you guys won't be interested in this. So next. Now we've got a really good 4x4 because of its price. So this is the Waylon 4x4 and it's incredibly cheap and it's really good for beginners. So if you just got started in 4x4, I recommend you buying this cube. The cube is super smooth and doesn't lock up at all and doesn't pop at all. And you can do like a lot of stuff with it. And as you can tell, I'm not that skilled at 4x4, but that's because this is magnetic. So you can actually magnetize your own Waylon 4x4 to make it super amazing. Next. And this is the final 4x4, which is a Qiyi Wutray M. And I really like this cube because it's super silky. It isn't that fast, but because it isn't that fast, it adds a lot of stability to the cube. So I can do parity outrun pretty well on this cube. And the magnetic strength is just perfect. So I'm not going to recommend this cube because this cube's kind of outdated. It's from 2017, I believe. So if you're going to ask me what the best 4x4s on the market right now, I'll say the Aosu WRM because it isn't that expensive and I heard a lot of reviews and a lot of cubers actually made that cube. So I recommend that cube instead. Now we're going to move on to the 5x5s to the 7x7s. And guess what? I only have a 5x5. I don't even own a 6x6 and a 7x7. So this is the Wushuang, Moyu Wushuang, I believe. Aoshuang, not Wushuang, Aoshuang. Is it Aoshuang? Yeah, I think it's Aoshuang. Okay, so this is the Moyu Aoshuang, and it's a decent 5x5, I guess. It's super fast and corner cut's okay. So I know, because I don't practice 5x5s a lot, and I don't even know how to solve a 6x6. Well, I actually do know how to solve a 6x6, because if you know how to solve a 5x5, you know how to solve 6x6. But I never solved one before. And I don't practice 5x5 at all, because I want to focus on 3x3 and 4x4. Because right now, I actually can't do sub 1 minute with 4x4. So I'm going to focus on 4x4 first, and after I get good 4x4, I'm going to do 5x5, and then continue, like, you know, if I get good 5x5, then do 6x6. And so, if you ask me what's the best 5x5 in the market right now, I'm going to say the Vault 5, because, like, it's literally everyone's main right now. Now we're going to move on to Megaminxes. So I've got 3 Megaminx. Megaminx is actually one of my favorite events because it's kind of like 3x3 and it's cool. So this is the first one. It's a really crappy one by Sheng Shao, I think. Oh, T by T. And it turns really bad. And it's the first Megaminx I ever got. So super lucky, and I won't recommend this cube at all. So I don't want to turn this either, so let's just leave it aside and bring on the good ones. So this is a T Hong. It's a budget Megaminx. It's sculpted, and it's really good. It turns super smooth, and does whatever Megaminx does. So if you just got started in Megaminx, I'm gonna recommend this cube, because this cube is good of its price range. Now let's get into the more high-end Megaminxes. So I don't have the cubicle. I don't have the Galaxy V2M, but I do have the GAN Megaminx. So the GAN Megaminx turns like a GAN 3x3, which is super surprising because it's a GAN Megaminx, and it performs like a 3x3. You can I can literally turn this all day and don't feel tired at all because of its weight. It's super light, you know, and it got really good color shades, like the pink over here, and the orange and the purple. So this cube is one of the most beautiful cubes I've ever seen. And will I recommend this cube? I'll say I don't know, because I haven't checked the Galaxy V2M yet. So once I check that out, I'll make a comparison video. Now let's move on to other WCA puzzles. So the first event I'm gonna show you is is Square One. So I find Square One very fascinating, although I'm not good at it. And I'm trying to memorize all the CP and EO algorithm. It's pretty hard because in order to be fast at the Square One or even reach sub 1 minute, you need to learn all of those, as well as advanced cube shape, which I don't understand at all. So this is the Vault Square One V1. I don't have the V2. I heard it's really good, but this is not magnetized like the V2. And I don't like this at all because it's super slow. Like these layers are really slow, and the other problem is that the screw here always comes off. I know that there's a lot of solutions like adding a cap nut to the screw, but I'm just not gonna bother with that because I'm not gonna use this cube anyways. Because I have a better Square One, which is the Usim Little Magic Square One, which is black. Also got replaced yellow with black because black looks cool and I kind of want to try it. So this is actually way faster than the Vault Square One, and it's also magnetized, although I don't really feel the magnets for some reason. But anyways, so this cube turns pretty well. And next I'm going to show you my cubes. So I don't practice cube at all, but I still got a few cubes, but one of them is useless because it's missing center caps, and I'm not even going to turn this. So the good cube I have is X-Man's Wingy cube, and I kept it in the box because the box is cool. Wait. Okay. So I have no idea how to turn this cube at all. So this is very embarrassing. So I don't know if I'm gonna recommend this cube at all because I don't even solve on this cube, but it's still a pretty cool cube because it's wingy, you know. I mean, it's cool. Put it back in the box. Next. Now, let me show you my last cube, which is the Pyraminx. And I don't know if this is good Pyraminx at all, because I don't practice Pyraminx, and I don't think I remember to solve a Pyraminx, but I'm pretty sure I can figure that out later. But this is a Cyclone Boys Pyraminx I got like 2 years ago. And I can still do these fancy stuff pretty fast, but I don't know how to do any other algorithms or stuff. So, cool. Now I'm going to show you my 4 non-WCA puzzles. So the first one I got is a mirror cube. And mirror cubes are cool because although they're the same color, these pieces are actually different sizes, which means that it's a shapeshifter. And who doesn't like shapeshifters? And you just solve it like 3x3. But this is a really cool cube because it's shiny, and there's also another variant which is silver. So if you don't own the mirror cube, you must buy one because this is a cube you must try to solve in your lifetime. Now we got the void cube, and I think it's by, I don't even know which company this is by, but it turns really bad because there's no corner cutting at all. I mean, why would there be corner cutting? There's no core. And you know, you can do like all sorts of random stuff with this cube. It's fun, but it's not that cool to solve on because it's stiffness. So I'm just gonna move on to the next cube. The next cube I have is an Ivy cube. It's really cheap. It turns really nice, and it kind of, this is one of the easiest puzzles I have because you can solve well any algorithm. So my non-cuber brother just randomly took this cube and was like, hey, I'm gonna solve it, and he just solved it in like 10 minutes. So this is a cube that's super easy and anyone can solve it. So if you just like twisty and random puzzles, I'll recommend this one because, I mean, it's pretty cool, right? Next. Now this is my favorite non-WCA puzzle, and it's the Radii Cube. And I actually think the Radii Cube should be a WCA event now that feet is removed. But this cube is incredibly easy to solve. I don't really know how to turn this fast. I mean, this is a non-WCA cube, so no one will really practice for this. But this cube turns pretty well, and it's super easy to solve. Basically, you just want to solve the edges, these edges, and then you solve you just solve these edges, so it's like layer by layer. So you first solve the white face, and the second layer, and you solve the white layer, the yellow layer, which is super easy. So anyways, this concludes the video, and as you can see, these are all my cubes on my messy bed. And if you like this video, drop a like button and make sure subscribe to me. And click the notification bell for more awesome cubing content in the future. If you have anything you want me to cover in future videos, drop a comment down below, and I'll see if I'm able to make a video about it. Happy cubing, and Breaker PB in the new decade.